And welcome to an all-new Marvelcast Explosion Eric's hub of all things Marvel, a place to talk about everything MCU and beyond, from Avengers and Defenders to Moira McTaggart and Bombshell. My name's Ashley Hobley, the Explosion Eric's cosmic superfan. Joining me today is Ultimate Ciaran Marchant.
Hi, it is I, the man of two halves.
And the astonishing Dylan Blight.
I too have a mutant gene.
Wow, just dropping it.
Sorry,
just dropping it straight at the top.
You're going to do the background noise, right?
I couldn't say it ended the music, so.
Sure you could. Yes, so today we're talking about the season finale of Ms. Marvel, episode 6, No Normal, directed by Adil and Bilall, teleplay by Will Dunn and AC Bradley and Matthew Chauncey, story by Will Dunn. Back in Jersey, Kamala must fight to save her friends from the clutches of damage control. Ciaran, what do you think of this week's episode of Ms. Marvel?
There's some parts I really loved, and then some parts I was underwhelmed with. I think overall I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed Kamala a lot. I think her Ms. Marvel costume is fantastic. I enjoyed, even though I found it funny, just her instantly just coming out to her entire family about it, and her entire family already knowing, and kind of evolving from that, and her quote-unquote secret identity is just like a leaky sieve, to the point where it's like, why is she wearing a mask? Watching it, I think it was interesting to see Bruno and Kamran's interactions. The direction they took Kamran in, I was like, this is good, this is great, oh, this is predictable. I think my biggest negative for this is just, once again, and I feel like maybe this is my running theme for this series, it just all felt a bit rushed. It never felt like anything was given time to breathe in terms of particular moments. Like, Kamran went from hurting and being in physical pain from his outsides, like his insides crushing him outwards, to being angry that Kamala hadn't told him that his mother died, to kind of leaning into villain mode where he's starting to beat people up and throw trucks and cars at people, to, oh, what have I done? Oh no, I can be redeemed. In what felt like a very small time. Like, I kind of wish they had given him time throughout either another series or in another way for that character journey to breathe a little bit more, instead of kind of rushing through the hallmarks of a redemption arc and the, you know, the quote unquote classic almost Prince Zuko storyline. I just think there's a spotting of other moments where, you know, all of the people rushing to Kamala's aid to stand between Kamala and damage control made me choke up. I was like, damn, this is really fucking cool. This is a really cool moment. And then I was waiting for Kamala to have a moment of, like, I don't know, either some kind of speech or talking to damage control or a moment with those crowd that brings that crowd together. Almost like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man in the train moment, where the people of New York are shown to be defending Spider-Man and come together to defend Spider-Man, and it's a bit more there's a bit more substance to it, instead of feels like we're about to have the people stand up to damage control just start walking through, and then all of a sudden Kamala just starts skipping off above them and runs away. I just feel like it just overall felt rushed. Dude, I popped for the X-Men and the mutation stuff, even though I was like, come on guys, I get it, but still, you've just made it that, like, a 16, 17-year-old kid like discovered the X gene, at least in this form. Maybe other people already know about the X gene, but you've now made it that this kid discovered it, who is, you know, an engineer but also an expert in biochemistry and human biology, and is just a total mastermind of absolutely everything in the world. And then, of course, the Captain Marvel moment at the end, which I thought was an interesting way to pull Captain Marvel into it. I'm excited for the Marvels to movie, because I think it's funny that Captain Marvel's first introduction to Kamala is seeing her, you know,
her bedroom.
stand bedroom that is just covered in artwork and pictures of Captain Marvel. I think that's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, overall, I'm still positive on it. I just feel like once again, it just felt rushed again, and maybe that's just coming from the 6-episode run.
All right, Dylan, what do you think?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I've liked the majority of this series. I think I definitely feel like Kamala. What's the actress's name? I keep forgetting.
Iman Vellani.
Yeah, I feel like this series' biggest shining point is that character plus the performance. I really feel like if they don't push her to this character and her performance to the moon, then they're sort of failing, because she just has some of the most natural sort of likable characteristics and chemistry, or whatever you want to call it, I think was seen in any recent Marvel character introduction or new person brought into the MCU. I liked the episode in general. It didn't get too CGI fuckery. Like obviously there's a bit because of her power, so it's hard to get around that part, but it didn't really go down. Like they never really had a major showdown between the two of them, as yous were like sort of theorizing, I guess, last week, which was fine. Like the biggest moment we got was him like projecting all that stuff out, and then her just like shielding him.
I want to say looked kind of bad. In terms of
the shield?
Like, no, just the stuff.
The dome, sorry.
His stuff protruding outward, like the yellow and green stuff. Maybe it didn't look bad, but the stuff like the shots of it piercing through the van that Bruno and the others were in and like getting close to them, I was like, was a little overplayed and like maybe lingered a little bit too long to kind of take away that sense of danger about it for it, where it just kind of kept cutting back and the stuff had barely moved any further. But yeah, sorry, go on.
I don't feel the same way for Ciaran, where I actually don't feel like I don't feel like his character arc is done. Like he still has a lot of, like he still has to progress through the loss of his mother, his emotions towards whatever called Dagger, all these sorts of things. I think are still going to be happen in another series or another movie or something. I think that's all going to happen. I think what happens here is he lashes out because he's a teenager or young adult, whatever you want to call it, in the moment, who's going through a mass amount of power, and then Kamala is able to calm him down enough for him to escape, which is actually the opposite of usually how these things go. It's usually once any of these villainous characters, as soon as they get like an outburst, it's like, that's it, they're super bad now, they kill everyone.
Must
so
put them down.
Yeah, gotta put them down. So I don't feel like it actually falls into tropes the way these sort of things usually go. And I also don't feel like he's like had that full character arc. I think it's just simply he was like, yeah, you're right. Like she calmed him down enough for him to be like, yeah, I gotta go. Like the line about his mother like choosing to save the planet, basically to save him, was enough to sort of wake him back up, which I thought was a nice touch for that moment and stuff. Otherwise, I really enjoyed the moment with her mother giving her the costume, the reveal of the costume for the first time, that scene of her jumping through the city, and then the way like she jumps down to them and she's like, what are you wearing? And they're like, what are you wearing? Like, I thought that was all pretty cool. Obviously the Captain Marvel bit at the end to set up the Marvels Easter egg was awesome, and I'm sure we'll touch on it more, but the mutants bit was of course a big pop because of music. So overall, this series, I think I'd be around like a 7.5, maybe on my scale. Like I think that's what I'd probably give the series overall. If I was like to give it a score, I in generally enjoyed it quite a lot simply because of the
Dylan marks harsher than anybody.
I'm just really confused because I carry on. I just need to. Okay, go on.
Well, I'm just saying, like that's what I'd probably give it if I was reviewing
where
it.
Does the -3 points come from?
That's not how reviews work.
No. Like, you have said nothing bad about this series so far. Like, out of the three of us, you are like the top end of this conversation. You have been.
The last few episodes weren't particularly well paced. The storyline, by the time they got to the end of the series, it just. I don't feel like it gave enough time to certain elements. Like, there's lots of stuff I could say if I was writing a review, but we're on here just chit-chatting about it. For the most part, I am positive. And 7.5 is a good score, so I don't know what the hell you're on about.
No, sorry. I'm not saying 7.5 is bad. I'm just surprised because everything you've said has been so positive. I was expecting a higher score for it overall from you, that's all.
Yeah, 7.5.
All right. Yeah, I really enjoyed the episode as well. It did not go the way I kind of expected it to. I definitely expected Kamran to go off the edge, but he didn't do that. He got pulled back in. Lots of cool moments. This crazy Home Alone-esque sequence through the middle where they're fighting off damage control.
Dude, the music slapped throughout the whole thing.
The soundtrack in this
so
was
fucking good.
so good. It's crazy. And even over the closing credits, whatever song they were playing at the end, that was great. I loved her coming out to her family and everybody knowing. I think that's a great, totally classic actual thing that would happen. She just landed, not answering her phone. The costume was really cool. The reveal in toffee box, so she must have made it in Pakistan before they came back.
Yes, yeah.
That's nice. What else? The thing that made me laugh a lot was obviously they're all teaming up in this high school. Nothing I'll come back to. But they're all, her brother's there. They're all talking about this plan, and then Zoe, who we haven't seen in 3 episodes, shows up and is like, "Hey, I'm here too."
And I've known this whole time that it's you, Kamala.
I've known it was you. I was over here making my TikToks really cool.
I've had no character development since maybe the 2nd episode, and that was it.
Since I didn't immediately turn you over to the police.
She doesn't need much. She has about as much in this going for her as what's his name? Flash does in Spider-Man.
No,
Flash
I'd
Thompson.
say Flash has more.
Yeah.
I'd say Flash Thompson has more going.
Why? He's just a bully. He's just a bully.
But he's seen more consistently over the entire thing.
Well, it's been
over
3
3
movies.
movies. Yeah, this is one.
I would say
even if you just take Homecoming,
even in just the first one, I think he's
even if you just take Homecoming, he has more of a character arc. He doesn't disappear for a large chunk of the runtime and then randomly turn up to be involved in the team up at the end.
I would argue that's probably the biggest issue I had with this series. I think with episodes 4 and 5, they could have at least flashed, cut to what they're doing. It's still back in New Jersey. I know you want to focus.
The problem is they went to Pakistan.
Yeah. The problem is they went to Pakistan, which is something they had to do. So, I mean, there's no getting around it. It was nice to see those characters again. Bruno and her dad and everything. I also loved them going to the mosque and hiding in there. And then Nakia getting outed with her boyfriend, who I don't recall at all. Another factor
isn't actually a boyfriend.
No, that was just a lie.
That was just a lie. It was just some random kid that maybe's been shown once or twice, but
that's why he's like, you got a cam on?
You got a body cam on? I
got
need
a body
to see
cam
that.
on? I need a copy of this, yeah.
I thought they're just secret lovers. And then the Sheikh giving them hats. They're like, you need disguises. It's the most
halal and haram.
Yeah, they did definitely come from a mosque. Hilarious. I didn't realize it was so science. Oh well, I guess Bruno's pretty sciencey.
Science, bitch.
They had this massive foam volcano thing. It looked cool. And
it's not hard to do. It's a very big thing in, I guess, YouTube culture and vlog culture to do that shit.
And then them just messing with them with the fire extinguishers. I'm pretty sure they would have taken them out pretty quick. Interesting that they called off damage control. The major head guy of damage control called them off. And
well, it shows that damage control.
They like to keep their damage control, PR damage control, to the minimum.
Yeah, and I guess they're not totally bad, even though it was presented all around that it was all of damage control maybe at the start. I guess it kind of pushes all of damage control being bad onto the one, I guess, central lady.
The
female
agent Diva.
Yeah.
So it's generic bad guy.
100%.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to get those kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even to the extent where they shoot them. They don't even pretend they're rubber bullets or anything. It's no, those.
No.
They're firing bullets at the end. So, all the shenanigans are super fun. Then obviously, things. Bruno totally cockblocks Crumb right at the moment. They were going to kiss. But maybe that's a bit extreme, but spring wordage, but they were going to kiss.
Yeah.
Of course he comes in. Then we got that scene on the outside where, he almost kills a bunch of people. Which is like, okay. I'll still protect you. We get an embiggening moment. That was cool. It looked alright.
Have I missed something? Like, why does she say it? Like, why?
Like, just to focus herself too.
Yeah, okay.
And also to, like, shoo, so people know that's exactly what she's meant to be doing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in the show, I was like, she's just randomly comes up the word, yeah.
Embiggening.
Embiggening.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty solid. Like, and you could see her on the inside. Like, if you see, like, pause it, you can see, like, her body inside.
Yeah, it's like her limbs are just built around her. It's not like they actually get bigger.
I didn't love her, like, in Cameron in the igloo. I know, like, talking the thing out. Like Ciaran said, I think that whole arc went like 0 to 100 very quickly. It just was
whiplash. Like, to go from them almost kissing to finding out that his mother died to
blaming her for a second.
Yeah.
Like, smashing her into a toilet.
Yeah, and then wanting to, like, destroy everything, kind of, and then I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more. I think he just worked through it too quickly and too rationally. I'm not annoyed that he worked through it. Like, I think that's coming about, but it just was like his arc was just played on fast forward. That was all from my point of view.
And then she just dug a hole.
She didn't dig a hole.
She smashed a hole. Yeah.
She punched and then her arms stretched all the way through that hole.
Hopefully that hole led somewhere. Stole. That would have been funny.
That's shocking.
No, I probably led to like some sewer or something. It's fine. I like the moment where, everybody comes to protect her, but it is a little bit, cliche, I guess, at this point. And it wasn't super effective when the big moment is she just runs away.
Yeah, 100%. And the guy starts walking through the middle of them.
Like, yeah, no one tries to stop her.
Him. Nobody actually, like, I was expecting the cop in front to, like, kind of.
Nobody said, like, no, I'm Nightlight. Or something bad like that. Also, her parents come and hug us, like, straight away. Like, come on.
Look,
secret identities, am I right?
Out the fucking window. You have her leaving her house by these bright-ass steps as she runs through the air from the second floor. There is just no secret identity there. There's nothing secret about it. Like, it is fucking. There's nothing so covert about it. It's just you should put a sign in your house saying Miss Marvel lives here.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the conversation between her and her dad on the roof.
My heart.
Him being very scared of being on the roof was very adorable. And then, telling her name means Marvel. She's always been there, Ms. Marvel.
Not gonna lie, I was
Drop
actually
the
like,
name.
you know what? I'm okay with this way being how she got a name. I think it's pretty good.
I think her response is, you mean I have the same freaking name as Carol Danvers?
Yeah.
It's like, no. She called herself Captain Marvel. That's not a name.
It's way better than her just being like, I'm going to name myself Ms. Marvel because I love Captain Marvel. That would have been lame.
Yeah.
Or the other way that I saw it happening where, like, Carol Danvers comes down and talks to her, be like, hey, kid, I hear you, like...
Here, super fan.
Super fan, whatever. Look like Miss
call
Marvel
yourself
to me.
after me? Yeah.
Yeah, you look like Miss Marvel to me, or something like that. I was, yeah.
Yep. Alright, so we cut to 1 week later. Bruno's driving Cameron's car. Because Cameron's...
Porsche, which is...
I mean, I think he deserves it, really, because it's Cameron's fault that his apartment pretty much blew up. So, small price to pay when you aren't going to be using it. So,
I was going to say, he ain't coming back for it, so who really cares?
Yeah. He's
moving
to LA. He's going to need it. moving to California.
My thing is how is he paying for fuel? Because
He had a job.
Porsche. He has a job. He does not have a job to support.
He's not paying
filling up the fuel
insurance.
of a Porsche.
You don't. It's a car. I assume doesn't matter what type of car. It still goes through the same amount of fuel, right? Just depends on the engine. Am I crazy?
Sorry,
I don't know anything
did you
about
say
cars.
It goes through the same amount of fuel.
Yeah.
I don't think I have enough time to explain engines to you.
Okay. Good, because I don't think anybody would care to listen. I think it's insurance that would be the big, Are you paying insurance on this car? That's going to be very expensive.
What is he going to say? Yeah, I stole this car. It's not registered on my name.
I inherited it from a friend.
With no inheriting documents or anything.
Yep. What's the thing? No, I can't think of the phrase.
Nope.
Know?
Nah, you're right.
Of course. Other thing, Bruno, during that week, he sticks a letter in Kamala's locker. Never see what it is.
He does?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
I must have missed this.
Unless it was someone else's locker, but I presumed it was hers, yeah.
That's true. It could have been somebody else's locker, but
yeah,
I can't imagine it being anybody else's locker.
No, neither. But
no, that's got to be like a, I guess that's alluding.
I guess it's alluding to something.
To like a love letter, or
and
like
even when Bruno pulls them apart, like Nakia gives him a look, like as if he's going to say something.
Yeah, and like
else.
Nakia instantly backs away. And I'm like, is she just going to drive off in the car? Because that'd be funny, but also that'd be pretty.
Oh
good.
no, maybe she gave the look because she was stealing the keys.
Yeah.
I thought just give the look like, oh, these two are going to express some feelings. But no, he's telling her that maybe it makes sense why he would come, bring this up. Your brother's like, hey, could I have powers because I'm also Parjin? Turns out no. Apparently there's something different about Kamala. It's almost like she's got some sort of mutation. And then the music, just that one bit, and then and then she's like, it doesn't matter. I don't care about labels. And moves.
Yeah.
So this massive potential thing in the MCU, and she just plays it off. Very cool. And then, she drives away. Although she tells her friend she should put her hands at 10 and 4, which is very wrong.
You can put it at 10 and 4. 10 and 4 isn't terrible. Like, you can drive like this.
It's 10 and 2.
10 and 2 is the standard.
10 and 2 is the standard safety practice, but
yes.
Sometimes I just drive at 4.
That's fine. You're experienced.
Sometimes I drive at, 7.
Sometimes I drive with no hands, so I mean, but you know what I mean? Like,
hey, my car steers itself when it's got cruise control on, so I just need to hold it so it knows.
I don't think that's how cruise control works.
No, my cruise control does, yeah.
Right.
Just flexing.
How do we feel about mutants? Are mutants coming to the MCU? Or is it just a fun tease?
If they have gone through the effort of not only saying it, but at the same time playing the iconic X-Men theme from the X-Men animated TV series, they're going to... I
think that just plays anytime anyone brings up mutants.
No, because that music... I don't think that music was ever featured through any of the X-Men movies, right? Like, that music hasn't...
No, I'm pretty sure they kept it separate, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
From any of the Fox ones, like, it is its own entity, and I guess to have it play here...
I think it'd be cool if it was just a running joke. Anytime the word muted or mutations used, just that music cue.
It'd be very funny, but I think it fits tonally in this one. I don't think it fits tonally potentially in other...
Yeah.
No, I definitely feel like they're introducing the mutants. We know that's an obvious... And never... Like, that's going to happen, right? There's no way that's not happening. I think them choosing to make Kamala in the MCU a mutant makes sense, because I think in the comics they originally wanted her to be a mutant.
Well, she's Inhuman, so... And,
they
killed off...
But why was the Inhumans created?
Because they wanted to not have mutants because of the Fox deal. So, yeah.
Correct. So, originally, I believe they would have made Kamala a mutant because she suits that sort of archetype of the sort of characteristics and character who would have been a mutant. The only reason that she isn't a mutant is because they purposely created a subclass of mutants called Inhumans because they didn't want to deal with fucking Fox having the X-Men license, so they did that. They've got the license back now. So now they're like, well, guess what? We're just going to make her what we originally wanted her to be. So now she's an X-Men. Now she's a mutant. Done.
Yeah. I don't know if she was originally meant to be a mutant, but we'll
no,
just go
but
with
we'll never
saying.
know. We may never know, but I reckon in an alternate history where the Inhumans isn't created. To
I think if the
fuck
Inhumans
Fox
isn't like they don't do that, then maybe if that's not the direction they want to go, maybe Ms. Marvel doesn't get created. So I mean,
how do you know she wouldn't have got created? She might have got created.
She wouldn't have been Ms. Marvel, I don't think, because I don't know. It's just one of those things. Butterfly effect. You can't let one thing out. Ripple effects. Yeah. So anything else from the main episode? The series? Nope. Ms. Marvel. Kamala Khan sitting on a bed. She's like, hey, I've had a long day of superheroing. Her mum's like, hey, it doesn't sound like you're doing homework. Suddenly her bangle starts glowing. And then she's teleported somewhere and replaced by Carol Danvers, played by Brie Larson, who shows up in a room, freaked out because there's a bunch of hers looking back at her.
Whoa!
She's like, oh no, and runs off stage.
Whoa! Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why, like, what caused the teleportation.
I'm sure it's something that will be addressed in The Marvels coming next year.
True. But at least it's a cool setup because now we don't have to like and now we know why those characters are going to cross over because at first it was just like you've got similar names, so you're going to be in a movie together. Cool. Now it makes a lot more sense where Carol's in her room and she's got to find this girl and Kamala's like, I don't know, in the middle of fucking space on a random planet or some shit. So, well, that's what I'm presuming, right? There's no way she just got transported somewhere else on Earth. That would be rather simple and boring. So, yeah, Kamala's in space. Carol's got to find her. There's the movie.
She's got to get back.
Yeah.
All the way there.
No. Kamala's going to randomly appear next to Nick Fury.
I gotta get back.
And the first
Can you imagine?
scene is going to be Samuel L. Jackson freaking out at the fact that Captain Marvel just replaced by this teenage girl.
What the?
Yeah. I mean, that would be funny.
Where's my
Who
Captain
keeps
Marvel?
These motherfucking teenage superheroes on this motherfucking planet.
Guess my holiday's over.
We can only hope. So, yeah.
Strap the eye patch back on.
Yeah. Do you expect we see a season 2 of Ms. Marvel soon? Or
I don't
is
think
it going to be
soon.
a wait? Is it 2024?
Yeah, I would say at the very. Is Miss Marvel is the Marvels next?
I
year?
believe Marvel's is shot. So I mean, there's that.
I believe it is next year. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So if Marvel's is next year, I would say Miss Marvel was the year after.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else we want to discuss?
No, I mean, I think this was a solid series coming off Moon Knight. It's a gigantic improvement. Looking forward to seeing... This is a character introduction where I'm like, yay, I'm looking forward to seeing more of this character. I can't wait for the movie. Compared to Moon Knight, where I was like, don't really care to see that character again.
Do we do marvelous moments for TV shows? I can't remember.
No. But if you've got a marvelous moment...
I got one, because I wasn't going to say it. It's a marvelous moment, but it's nothing serious. It's nothing about Captain Marvel herself. You know, the couple episodes ago, I fucking hated the social media stuff. When it's flicking through the TikToks and like the videos, the elder from the mosque as a hot dog had me fucking dying. Like, hoping...
Hope it's halal.
Hope it's halal.
Yeah, that part also made me laugh. Just the way he said it. I hope it's halal. I'm going to eat it anyway.
And then, like, he cuts away out of the hot dog and goes back to his face. I'm like, oh my god, that is such like an older person doing that. That's fucking hilarious. That's so good. That's what I want to leave with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, the little kid roasting her. I don't know why she dropped me. Don't know why she dropped me and made me break my leg. Yeah. Alright, let us know what you thought of Ms. Marvel Episode 6 or Ms. Marvel series as a whole by going to explosion.com/Twitter or jump to our Discord at explosion.com/Discord. If you want to help us out here at All New Marvelcast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. Anywhere you can leave 5 stars. Or just tell people about the #1 Australian-made MCU podcast on the internet. And if you like this episode or this run of after shows we've been doing and think it's worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosion.com/support. Alright, we will be joining you for sure next time with She-Hulk Attorney at Law debuts on the 17th of August. So make sure you watch that and join us next time for another all-new Marvelcast.
I just thought of something you can either choose to cut and put in or not. But did you see that IGN statistic thing that went up this morning? Where they said how many hours are in this phase compared to all the other phases?
Well, that's always going to be the case when you have TV shows.
I know, but it's crazy when you boil it down. So for anyone who hasn't, here's the stats. Phase 1, 6 films, 12.4 hours. Phase 2, 6 films, 12.7 hours. Phase 3, 11 films for a total of 24.9 hours. Phase 4, so far, still going, 6 films, 7 shows, 49.5 hours. So this phase is currently the length of nearly everything put together. Crazy! And we got another show out in the month. It's fucking... and another movie this year. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's growing exponentially.
Yeah.
You can listen to us talk about all of it on an all-new Marvelcast.
There you go. There you go. Keep it in.